Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rifegal. Picking right back up where we left off. Free Enterprise Randomizer. I'm going to pick up a few chests along the way here as we go through Summon Monster Cave. There's only one monster chest here. The only problem is that everything here is covered in that the trap floor, so you take lots of damage. Be risky. Samurai arrows are sellable. Figures. We'll just let Rydia go. Oh hey, Dragon Whip. Come on, move. Okay. Luka Key is not what we want to see. Nothing good at the shop. Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to save here. We're going to check the two bosses, see if there's something that seems plausible. How many items are we at? Yeah, we're actually doing pretty well as far as items go, too. Key item check being what it is. We're at 5 already. When we get 10, we start getting double XP. And we can do like 6 checks here. That's Bahamut. Yes? Where's that Leviathan? That's Bahamut. Yeah. Where are my star veils? Crap. All but one. I think this should be a pretty straightforward fight at this point, as long as we can keep that reflect up. This guy's got a lot of hit points, unfortunately. The Leviathan spot. Let's do Elfin Bow, Artemis Arrows. Well, we'll see how many of our Star Veils are still up. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Well, Palom got some XP. Quake? Quake. Avenger. We don't have anybody who can use it, but that's a really good item. We don't have cabins, so we can't actually heal fully like that. Dr. Luge at that spot's going to be really rough, too. I don't think we're ready for that. Do we have any exits? Slash, does Porum no exit? No. Oops. Okay, let's go get our pan checks. And then our, maybe Odin, and then we can go back and check Dwarf Castle. Or we could go do Dwarf Castle quick, but I feel like we got the pan right off the bat. That's all the more reason you should go check it right away, right? I mean, come on, there's a slim possibility that's all we need. And if it is all we need, then we will totally need to grind the crap out of the rest of the game, because we won't have enough key items to actually get double XP, and we're definitely not strong enough to fight Zeromus. In fact, we're getting our butts kicked by just about everything right now. I guess we just hope we find a Cecil here at some point in the near future. And then do our deals. Like, Excalibur Avenger is kind of sick. Trying to remember where life was. Okay, well, let's go to Fabul. It's one of the things I am absolutely worst about at this game, is keeping track of where shops were. This is the fastest I've burned through lives, though. Quite a while. Another 40. I think this is the right one. Yeah. We have 2 more items here. There's half of it. And the rat tail. Rat tail could be another worthwhile item. And that could be what the hook was for. Again, I kind of hope it's not, because I'm really not sure how that works. But I guess grinding for 20 minutes is still ending in under 2 hours. Oops. So we've still got a few spots left here. It's not like we're hurting for places to go. Wow. Well, that was it. So I guess we're gonna... Huh. Okay. So that's 8 items. Crystal will be 9. If we can get one more, that'll push us to 10 before we grind. I'm trying to think of what's easy. I'm still leaning towards Dwarf Castle because we haven't seen a Cecil yet. So yeah, I think Dwarf Castle to see if or who the character is isn't a terrible idea. And it gives us item checks for Dwarf Castle. And then we grind. And try and figure out what the heck to do with this bizarre character set for strategy. I mean, pray. I think this is what we wanted. No. So one of the things you learn from watching these is there is a pretty good variety as far as the length goes. You know, I was talking in my first seed about how it was a really bad seed, how it kind of led us all over the place. There was a lot of backtracking. There was a lot of double checking places. This is the opposite. This is the, you know, if there was a really good runner doing this, they could probably clear it in, you know, a fairly short time, possibly under an hour. No, I am not that person. As I will make abundantly clear. Um, um, actually given him armor? No. So that's better than nothing. We don't have sirens yet for grinding. Let's jump out, save, run back in, fight the boss. Bosses? Bosses. Actually, let's do it real quick. She doesn't level up at all. So basically, we just have to hope this is an easy enough boss. It's not the best spot, but it's decent chance that we'll get a key item and we get a character. Which at this point, if we get a Cecil, we're in good shape. Mega Sisters here shouldn't be too bad. It's a decently high HP pool, but we should just be able to wail on them. That's not good. Yeah, if we can keep Sid alive, we'll be in okay shape. I think I may just do this. Extremely aggressive strategy, but at this point, there we go. What? I thought they needed the middle sister to... Oh, whatever. There we go. 21,000 XP. Porum should get double XP from that, or possibly triple. Heal, blink. Edge gets his stuff. I think as long as Yang keeps getting levels, we'll be okay. The downside here is we have to do a second boss fight, and we're at low HP. So we'll see how that works. If we get a chance, that's Leviathan. Then second Yang. Yes. No. Oh, King and Queen of Eblan. Let's do... I want to make sure she gets the XP. They cast a bunch of fire magic and then run away, so this is a free fight. That'll be it. $20,000 XP. Creepy Bulba's hand. Okay. Earth crystal. Perfect. As long as it's a key item, that's all I cared about. So now we just need to find sirens, and we're good. Let's get our last key item. So yeah, we haven't seen a Cecil. We haven't seen a way to get to the moon. So unless we want to dig all over the place to try and find a way to get to the moon, it's not going to be worth looking for a Cecil at this point. Probably. Like, maybe if we're struggling to find sirens or something anyway. But there's only one shop left, I'm pretty sure. Oh, two. I haven't been to Mizdia. Must be Mizdia. I'm pretty sure you're guaranteed to get sirens. Oh well. It's gonna be a little bit longer grind than the normal way that I've been doing it on the other ones, because we don't have access to the same spots. So buckle up. Assuming I can find sirens. There's sirens. Like, I'm pretty sure this is... We're committed at this point. Let's go through everything real quick. Yeah. Like, this equipment isn't even that great. I wouldn't mind getting, like, some better armor and stuff, but the good news is it doesn't matter that much against Zeramus. We're going to get a second charm to continue boosting his agility. We're going to give her a silent staff. Runex Dragoon. Ace Dragoon. Bandana. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure we're good. Okay. So we're selling the other stuff that we can't use. Let's make some room. We don't want to sell all of it. Just in case. But at this point, we're pretty much in home stretch. Pretty confident we're not going to need most of this. Coffins. We'll do Soma drop on Forum. And we start the grind. So we're going to start with some easy grinding, and then we'll ramp it up as we go. as far as risk factor goes, at least. So sirens automatically create a specific encounter based on where you use them. We're gonna fight these eggs. They give the same XP as if we were fighting the actual dragon that hatches out of them. So 68,000 per, which is pretty solid. And we're going to start off with 10 coffins because it's an instant death spell that will pretty much hit every time. And that'll make the rest of this a lot more doable. This is specifically why I picked up the coffins, by the way. So our goal with grinding with this is really simple. We want to get Porum into the HP range that we want, if possible. Which is a lot of grinding. We need to get him like level like almost 60 for that. But I don't think it's going to be that hard to do. It's just time consuming. I think once we're done with these 6 coffins, we should be able to just go through the rest of these and probably just one-shot everything with whoever's going first. Like, as long as it's not one of the twins using a physical attack with one of the other characters should clear it. Or, like, nuke with Palom once we get it. So yeah, I haven't actually had this situation come up in this game yet. Like, almost every single time I've had to run all over the place. I've had to clear the moon almost every single time I've played. Like, this is kind of exciting, because in a lot of the races you see this more, something more akin to this, where you're doing a very quick grind, you're trying to just be as efficient as possible, minimum locations. Like, I've had 15, 16 key items almost every time. Wild goose chases, like I said, cleared almost every boss on the moon. It's kind of ironic because this is the first time pretty much that I've had this kind of a party also. Like, most of the time I get a pretty decent idea of what I want my party to be, and I really grind toward. This is also the first time I haven't had access to that, to, 6 free characters also. But, like, no Kane, no Cecil, no Rosa. At least we don't tell her or Edward. No Fusoya. There we go. That'll help also. It's one of the other options. Weak. You can see we're already up to 1,400 hit points for Porum. Our goal is to get to, I believe, 2,200 is the magic number. Okay, so let's just go ahead and see how this works. Just trying to see who can one-shot them. I mean, we could use that approach if we need to. Our levels are gonna probably start slowing down here. That's okay. Hourglasses, like I said before, use stop. So on regular enemies, it's a good way to make sure, like in this case, an egg doesn't hatch. I do have to be really careful that I don't mess this up while I'm doing this base grind, because I have not healed yet. I'm actually curious. So if we do this, let's do a quick save. Does that give priority to Palom? No. As long as Porum's gaining levels. Our HP is so terrible. Like, that's really the biggest issue we're going to run into. Palom went first. I would just quake every time, but seems like I have to burn through all of the defend triggers for that. May need to get more sirens. If we knew how to get to the moon, I would actually be really tempted to just go up there and do a couple fights. Or burn a couple bosses quick. Perfect. Let's take a risk. Should be just about perfect, honestly. I need to go shopping for a couple more Bacchus wines, I think. So I can go grab those at the same time. I mean, they're a different shop, but I digress. Like, we're really close, honestly. I wish I'd just grabbed a few more. I was considering it. So yeah, there's basically 3 grinding spots. One of them is... Oops, that's not where I want to go, is it? We re-enter the point of Lucas doesn't remember where shops are. That was Starvales, which we have 10 of, which is fine. If we need Starvales, we're probably doing it wrong, but it's okay. Was it here? I remember it was one of the really early ones because I could only afford 1. This is my biggest time waste. Like, this is probably going to cost me a lot of time, considering how well the seed went. Like, I'm being dumb and going to the town that doesn't even have an item shop. I don't remember Kaipo having anything good. But maybe that's just because I couldn't afford them. No. So, my strategy for this is going to be Berserk Sid, Berserk Yang, throw the Avenger and the Excalibur with Edge, and then Berserk him. I guess it could be here. I did check Silvera pretty early. There's an actual item shop in Silvera. So yeah. That's about where I'm at. Like, it's a really straightforward strategy. Eblin? I would have thought I would have had more money in Eblin. I already checked Agert. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this is probably going to be a rather long Zeromus fight, too. Just because I don't have good damage output compared to a lot of parties. Like, I'm not worried about completing it. It's just the efficiency, I guess. What the heck? I swear there were Bacchus wines somewhere. Castle? Eblin. It's got to be Eblin, right? It's the only place that I haven't checked that was pre-Underworld. And I had plenty of money once I hit the Underworld. I really don't want to sit here. I want to make sure I've got Palom available for healing, so I don't want to have her cast Berserk on everybody. I will have her cast Berserk if she can, but it's way easier to just have everybody Berserk themselves. Bacchus wines. I do have 10 Cure 3s, which is good. That'll help round out what I'm doing. I'll need to figure out the best way to see what Palom can do. Which will probably be reflecting nukes off of somebody. But whoever he's reflecting nukes off of can't heal with magic. Okay. Let's actually finish this. If I had a really good party, I would have stopped grinding already. Like, Palom doesn't need to be... like, if Palom doesn't survive, or if Porom doesn't survive in a lot of parties, it doesn't matter. Because you're going to town with, like, Excalibur, Cecil, and winning. In this case, we're not. And today I learned why you go for cabins. Apparently, tents don't actually heal you all the way. So we're at the point now where not everybody's even, or where people aren't actually getting levels from this, which says a lot about how far, what this stuff is. I feel like going a little overboard is probably warranted, though. I'm not sure I'm going to use all the sirens. It'll probably depend on what how fast her hit points go up from here, but she is above 2200 at this point, which is our goal. But I feel like let's go 1 or 2 more levels, and then we'll call it. Maybe I do need the whole thing there. So I'm thinking I'll probably have Yang toss the Star Veil first, then Berserk himself. Whoops. This could be bad. I mean, we'll be fine. We're level 60 something, but you know, that says a lot about where we're at. That says a lot about this party. Zap. Okay, that's it. She's at like 2300 something. That's as good as it's gonna get. So let's see what we got. We're gonna do a quick item swapperoo. We want a silk web. We want star veils. We want life. We want cure 3s. We want the ether 2s. And we want crystal. We want Excalibur. And we want Avenger. And we want the Bacchus wines. Oh, I should have rearranged. I'll rearrange my cure spells once I get up there and save. Before I save. We did get the pass, right? Pretty sure we got the pass. Yeah. Zerg blank. Wait. Okay, let's try it out. I'm very, very curious how this is actually going to go. So the big trick here is we can't use spells directly on Zeromas or he counterattacks. Which is why I was talking about putting a reflect up. So we put the reflect up. So we put the reflect up right away so that we can bounce spells off because that prevents counterattacks. Oh wait, no, if we Star Veil we can't Berserk. We'll see who the boss is. Okay. So we've got Frieza from DBZ. Yeah, it's about half the damage Cecil does. Oh, crap, I totally forgot to do Silk Web. It's gonna counterattack with a nuke. We should be able to take it. Okay. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a nuke followed by a big bang, which is gonna kill Hallam. Or Porum, rather. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. How the heck? Okay. So, despite the fact that it's going to heal him also, we go ahead and do the heal. And the reason we do it that way is because it's better than not getting the damage from Hallam. Oh, we already got a shake going. We're doing okay, we're doing okay. So when it gets back to Porum's turn, unless he's done something, we're gonna do Q3 here. Get our Bacchus on. Q3 potion, not spell. And it looks like Porum is down to 2,000, so I may do a quick Tier 3 on her just to make sure she's above the threshold we want. Hope our Star Veil's still up. We may want to switch over to a second person here soon for Wall. But hey, it does straight nines, so, or it can do straight nines. It's usually worth it. That's what we were waiting for. So on the upper echelons, perfect. He's probably going to follow this up with a Meteo. Never mind. That ended up going pretty well. I was expecting a little bit more challenging fight, but that's what happens when you overgrind. So, while it wasn't a terrible party, no Edward, no Tella, this is not my favorite party. We still did pretty well. We actually finally got a seed that didn't involve going to the moon. We had a really good run overall. I had the one reset. I don't think we had any actual deaths beyond that one reset. Like, this was a good run. This felt good. This is more of what I want out of these runs that I haven't been getting. And it was on the higher difficulty with the as far as characters go. No tower, no dark elf, or no Magnus cave, no other tower, no Eblin cave, no no moon. Yeah, no, I'm happy. So in-game time should be around 140 something. Real time is probably closer to 2 hours, but that's still an hour faster than my best time. Which, again, it's largely the seed, but you do what you can. So I've talked a little bit about what I like on randomizers. 135, wow, never mind. So I've talked a little bit, like I was saying, I talked a little bit about what I like in randomizers before. I really like the fact that this has a lot of different approaches you can take. And I like the way that it forces you to explore and to kind of follow that logic train. But it usually leaves you with some options, and you have to decide whether it's worth it to take a risk and do a harder, longer area, or prioritize the easier stuff. And like I said, in this one, it ended up being that, like, if I hadn't gone for those pan checks, if I hadn't gone for that rat tail check right away, this could have been a very long seed, because rat tail's not something people would necessarily check right away. But it's a free check, you know, why wouldn't you? If I'd started doing, like, yeah, like that would have been a train wreck if I went to Luca Cave and got the package. He missed on the moon with a spoon. Okay. See, it's really nice seeing all the things I didn't have to accidentally get. Pink tail guarded by a lunar boss. Plague or wyvern at that spot, probably. Twin harp, so that would have been a whole chase all over the place if I did that demist spot. Yep, rat tail. Very important rat tail. So yeah, I really do hope that people are enjoying these. Like I said, I like making them. I really like playing this game right now. I know I've put a few other things off because I've gotten hooked on it. Don't worry, they're still there. But this whole... these randomizers are really fun. I really like this randomizer in particular. Obviously, I still like the Zelda one, but this one... The pacing on this one is a little different than that. And it's filling the JRPG part of my soul that I haven't been getting as much recently. I have been considering a lot of different RPGs as some of my next games, and like I really do miss, like I don't feel like I've played enough JRPGs recently. Like I feel like I could start another big project, but they're so long to go through, and there's a, you know, those slog points that you can hit. Like the second half of Earthbound tends to slow down a bit. The what are some of the other ones? I know Earthbound's high on my list. Like Second Densetsu 3. I do love the concepts in the game, but it plays so slow at times and awkwardly. Like the actual gameplay can be kind of slow, and I'm sure it'll be fine. It's always fine once I actually get going. But I also keep running into these spots where it's like little frustrations with it. So as I'm playing it, I tend to like find myself looking at the clock a lot. It's like, oh, that video was only 40 minutes and it felt like 2 hours. I mean, it's still a great game. And like I said, as long as you keep moving on it, it's really not bad. The sprite work and the concept of the game are very good, though. So, I think we're going to wrap here. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.